Welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be solving question 2 of the engineering drawing with worked example, book 2, and we'll be solving question 2 now. It is trace. We're going to determine the trace. We're going to determine the true length and angle of inclination to the principal plane. So, just like I showed in the first video, these are the things we're going to determine. We're going to determine the true length of the line, determine the angle of inclination to the principal plane, and determine the trace of the line. So let me start. The first thing we're going to do as usual is to draw a horizontal line. Let me see, extend the horizontal line of the first question. Now, then you draw a vertical line, so on which we'll take the measurement for the line on the vertical and horizontal plane. So I'll take this one upward. Then here we have 12 for A1 and B1 is 76. I'm going to scale it like in the first video again to ratio 1 to 2. So that 12 will be divided by 2, which will be 6. This is not to say that whenever you are given a question, you must scale it. No, I'm scaling it because I don't want it to occupy too much space on my drawing sheet. I'm trying to manage the drawing sheet as much as possible so that everything will be contained on the drawing sheet. When you are doing your own, whatever figure you are given is what you should use, except you are also told to scale your drawing. So let me measure the other one. This is 76. That will give me 38. When I scale it, that's divided by 2, 38. So I have 1, 2, 3, 35, 38 will be here. Yeah. Then for the horizontal plane, I have 24 A2 and B2 100. So 24 divided by 2 will be 12. I'll measure 12 here. This is 12. Then 100 divided by 2 will be 50. I measure 50 for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 50. So I can now draw a horizontal line from all those points. Starting with this one, this one, and this one. Then what is the width of this one now? The width is also 88. So when I scale it, it becomes 44. So let me scale it and measure my 44. 1, 2, 3, 4. 44 will be here. So I can draw my vertical line at that point too. Yes. Now I can draw my line. As you can see, my A1, B1 is coming from here going upward. So to be from here upward, I'll draw this one like this. This is A1, B1. Then here A2, B2 coming downward. I'll draw this one like this. This is A2, B2. So after doing that, the next thing is to determine my true length. I'll determine my true length. But that does not mean that is the first thing you must do. I can even, let's even do it the other way. Let me determine my trace first, because my trace is independent of my angle of inclination and the true length. So let me determine my trace first. I want to trace for the vertical. Remember, this is VP and this one is HP. The one below the XY line, this is XY line. The one below the XY line is the horizontal plane. The line on the vertical plane is the one above the XY line. So to trace it, I want to trace the VP now. I'll extend it until it crosses the XY line. Before you can trace a line, you must trace it to get to the XY line. It's getting to the XY line here. Now, what does it do now? It will either move upward or downward. Now let us see if we extend this one now. Let me see. Aha, it will definitely form traces. So let me draw it. I can even draw it both ways first, so that we now see the one that will work for us. I can even do it both ways. So now let me now extend this one. If I extend this one now, you can see it is not meeting it. So it means by the time it comes down, it will meet it at this point. If it comes down, so that means the up is not necessary. You don't need to extend it upward. It will come downward. Look at it again. This one gets to XY line, then it goes downward. Then you extend this one, they will meet at this point. So that is the trace. And don't forget, we are tracing for the vertical plane. So when we are tracing for vertical plane, it will form horizontal trace, HT. This one has not formed trace yet because it has not gotten to the XY line. It must get to the XY line before it can form trace. So for it to form trace, it must get to XY line. So let us extend it until it gets to XY line. Now it is at XY line. So at this point, you either take it upward or downward so that it can meet this one. Now if I take it upward, there's no way it will meet this line. But if I bring it down, because this one can be extended like this, so it will form trace somewhere here. So let me draw my vertical line here, downward. So for it to meet it now, I'll now extend this one. It will cross this place to meet it. Yeah, it is meeting it now. So this is the trace. That is tracing for the horizontal plane. It will form the vertical trace. So that is, we have been able to obtain the horizontal trace and vertical trace. Again, to form trace with this one, I'll extend it until it get to XY line. So at that XY line, it will either go downward or upward. But for it to meet it, it has to go down. So by the time you push this one, it will meet it here. And for this one, it gets to XY line here. By the time it comes down, it can meet this one. So that is the trace for the both vertical and horizontal. Now let us determine the true length. The true length, I'll first of all put my set square on the line, then put one behind it, hold them firmly and slide it a little bit away so that I can see the line very well. Then I can now put this one in front and draw this line and this line. Now to draw my parallel line, let me just measure something. Let me say from 1 to 9. That should be 80. I'll go to this place, I'll measure from 1 to 9. This one is from, okay, let me use 1 to 9 again. 1 to 9. That will be 80. So at this point now, I can now draw my XY line. So this will be X1, Y1. X1, Y1. So now, let me now take my measurement. I need to extend the lines a little. Let me extend it a little. Yeah. So now I'm working on the vertical plane. I'll take my dimension from the horizontal plane. Now, this is A1. To get A3, I'll come and look for A2. A2 on the horizontal plane, and that is supposed to be 24. But because we have scaled it, it will now be 12. So it will be 12. I'll measure 12 here. I'll measure 12. This is 10, 11, 12 is here. That's the point. Then I'll go to the other side to get my B3. I'll go and look for what is B on the horizontal plane. And B is from here to here is 100, which is 50. So I'll measure 50 here. I'll measure 50 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 50. Then join it join them together with thick line like that. So this would be my, this one, this one is A3 and this will be B3, and that is the true length, which is equal to what? Let us measure it. Let's measure our true length. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 65 66. That is 66 millimeter. Now let us do for the other one. I'll place it on the one on the horizontal plane, place it like this, and I place it like this on the line. Make sure it's parallel to the line. Then I'll put this one behind it, shift it a little bit backward. Then I can place this one on it like this and draw my perpendicular line. Go to the other end, draw perpendicular line. Now let me take measurement for my parallel line to the A2 B2 from 8 to, let me take 8 to, let me move it up a little, from 9 to 1, 9 to 1, that will be 80. I'll take 1 here, come to this other side too, from 9 to 1, 9 to 1, this. Then I can now draw my X2 Y2 line like that. So now let us now take our measurement. Now we are working on the, or this is the line, on this line is for on the horizontal plane. So we'll be taking our dimension from the vertical plane. Now I want to get my A4, so I'll come to this, the A on the vertical plane, which is 12. I think, let's see. Yes, that's 12. Because I've scaled it, it will be 6. So I'll come to this place and measure 6. Come to this place and measure 6. This is 6. Then for my B4, that will be my A4. For my B4, I'll come and look for, because I'm working on the horizontal plane, I'll take my dimension from the vertical plane. That is from here to here, which is 76. By scaling it, it will be 38. So I'll measure 38 here. I'll measure 38 here. 1 2 3 35 36 37 38 is here. So I can now join my line, a thick line like that. So, and this will be my B4. Now let us measure this one too. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 65, 66 is like 66.5. TL is equal to 66.5 millimeter. That is approximately 66, because there's clearance of plus or minus 1 mm. If you get 67, you are correct. If you get 65, you are correct. So that is the solution. So the next thing now is to determine the angle of inclination. Before you can get your angle of inclination, it is important that you draw the true length. You determine the true length before you can determine the angle of inclination. What I'll do, I'll extend it until this one is x1, y1. This one will be x2, y2. So until the true length intersects with the xy line. So I'll put it like this and extend it with dashed line. With dashed line, it is intersecting it. So I'll measure this angle that it has formed. So that will be the angle of inclination. That will be angle of inclination. And what is the angle? 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. This is 28 degrees. That's theta to HP. That is equal to theta to H. No, we are working on HP. We are working on HP. We use HP to get this, so this one will be theta to HP. Yes, that's correct. Now we use VP to get this one. So any angle we get here to be theta to VP. So let me extend the XY line a little. Then I will extend my true length until it intersects with the angle. So go like this. So I'll measure this angle. That will be theta to VP, which is equal to what? Let me measure the angle. This is 10, 20, 30, 35, 36, 36 degrees. So that is the solution to the question. That's example number 2. So that's the solution. So if you have enjoyed this video, do like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Thank you very much for watching. We'll meet in the next video.